What's up, everybody? Welcome to What the Funcast, episode 115. It's been a year-long hiatus, or simply just a month.
It's a month.
It's a month. Today is May 25th, on the eve. Well, really, what is it, 6 days from now? Yeah, 6 days from now, it'll be Memorial Day. So, anyway.
Oh, I was like, on the eve of what? What's happening tomorrow?
The eve of the 6 days from the Memorial's Day.
Of course.
Anyway,
yes, correct.
Today is May 25th. Ahmed is back. Hello, Ahmed. Welcome back.
Hello.
How does it feel to be back?
It feels great. It's been a very long time since I was like, wait, how do we do this again? How does Streamlabs work?
How long were you gone for? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
I was gone for 2 weeks, but the way I guess it was laid out, we didn't stream. I didn't stream for the past 3 weeks, and we didn't have an episode the week before I left because there was no news then. And surprise, there's no news now. And the reason is because E3 is incoming and all the news is being held. So we're kind of in a drought of news. But there's still some things we can chat about.
This is, in fact, the pre-3 episode. One of... Actually, no, this should probably be the end of it. Then the drought, the rain will fall from the clouds, and the drought will be over.
I feel we'll get a sprinkle next week. We might get some scattered showers next week, but then the week after that is when it'll be full speed ahead, leaks, rumors, all that fun stuff. Because E3 isn't until June 12th. It's on a Saturday, which is surprising. Usually E3 is in the middle of a week.
Well, remember, E3 has always been an in-person show. This is virtual E3, so...
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know how much in-person anything is happening.
I don't think any in-person anything is happening. But just usually it's always Monday to Thursday or something. But now it's Saturday to Tuesday.
June 15th, it's funny you say that.
12th,
so
15th?
the 12th is 2.5 weeks from now. Holy shit, that's still mad far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway, in my brain, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not far from now. No, it's far from now.
Next week we might get a little bit of a leak here and there. Apparently there's been rumors of leaks from Square. None of which have surfaced yet, but just the fact that there is a leak has been more or less confirmed. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, so what Ahmed's referencing is there was this tweet that was out this morning that said, yesterday morning? It was yesterday morning.
I think it was yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, saying that there's a major publisher that has had their whole E3 conference leaked, assets, footage, everything. And then there's rumor going, the speculation led people to believe that it was Nintendo, and then it turned out that it was actually Square. Which, no offense to Square, but if it was Nintendo, I'd be kind of upset because I like seeing Nintendo stuff live because, I don't know,
it's exciting.
A big Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, apparently it's Square, which doesn't really make too much of a difference to me.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm not a huge fan of Square games, so... That's fine. Rest in pieces, I guess. Sorry, Square.
But the $1 million question remains, Ahmed. You were gone for 2 weeks. What did you do?
I couldn't do anything. I brought my Switch. I brought everything. I brought my controller to play on Game Pass games. I set up Moonlight so I could stream my PC directly and play games for there. I couldn't play anything. My little baby nephew is he's 5 now, and he's at the age where, so it's funny, all he does, so he doesn't have his own Switch, but he's obsessed with Mario. He's in a Mario phase now. So
in that phase.
Yes, if I so at one point I tried to play my Switch or bring my Switch out. He was about to go to sleep. He wasn't asleep yet. And I, brought my Switch out or whatever. And he, came out of his room. So I, hid it quickly on a bookshelf on, the top shelf, really high. And he, somehow caught the glimpse of the corner of it. And he's like, is that your Switch? And I'm like, no, I don't know what that is. That's so weird. Go back to sleep. And then I, hit it again. But, I could not bring it out in front of him at all because he would be like, can I play Mario? Can I play Mario? And never leave me alone. So I just had to pretend that I didn't bring it at all the entire trip. So I couldn't bring it out. And when he went to sleep, we would always be together as a family watching movies or whatever. So I didn't really get a chance to play anything besides a little bit of Hades. I mean, we played one run of Hades the entire 2 weeks. I genuinely didn't play anything. I played a little bit of Returnal with my nephew one night, and that was pretty much it. I genuinely haven't played anything for the past 2 weeks.
So what's funny, and I was kind of tight-lipped on it, but so Ahmed went to visit his family. We went to go visit Lauren, my wife's family, out in California, but it was a total surprise, and they were like totally surprised. They had no idea. We were able to keep it a surprise just between myself, Lauren, and Lauren's sister. So we were able to keep 100% a surprise. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I've got a week off. Technically 7 working days because we took like Friday, then the week, and then Monday. And I'm like, I am gonna play so much stuff. Like, I brought my Switch dock, I brought everything. When I tell you, I literally did not pull out my Switch outside from being on the plane. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if your brain just goes into like just extreme, like, I need to relax and just chill and do nothing.
Yes.
But whatever it is, like, I not to totally hijack what you were talking about. We'll get back to you. But what I ended up doing was, like, I ended up watching a lot of stuff, and like
Yep.
you've been telling me to watch Defunctland for the longest time, and whereas I would not want to sit down here at home and be like, let me turn on an episode of Defunctland, I'd be more likely to be like, let me play a round of Overwatch, or let me play some Pokemon Snap, whatever it might be. I turned on YouTube and fully watched, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes of Defunctland, maybe more. I don't even know. I didn't count them. And like I would just sit in the morning and like make coffee and like sit with Lauren and her mom and talk or whatever, and like turn on like Defunctland or whatever while they're doing something else. And I don't know. We watched a bunch of old Disney movies. We watched a bunch of Marvel movies. Like, just stuff in the background, and just kind of did nothing, and it was really nice. But anyway,
It is, yeah, very nice to do. So yeah, like, in spite of that, not playing games or whatever, like, I felt like, I don't know, it's it's almost like, not that games have become like work or anything, but like, I just wanted to disconnect from everything, I guess, or I don't know. So yes, it was very relaxing to just not do anything and not feel obligated, because I guess, like, since we've started streaming, it almost feels, or I almost started to feel like obligated to stream a bunch and like play games and like constantly be in that mindset of wanting to play games, and sometimes like you just need a break. And I guess
yeah,
that was more games that I'd played in a while, in like during our, streaming for the past few months. So my body was like, yo, what if you didn't focus on anything and like maybe read a book? I brought my Kindle and I started reading for the first time in years. I was reading Song of Achilles while I was there, and I was like, so it's like Hades adjacent, but it's a very good book. I'm like halfway through it, and I was like, yo, this is great. Reading is fun. I should do this more often. um,
so it's funny you say that, because I downloaded the Defunctland book once I found out there was a book, and I meant to start reading on the plane on the way back, and it was just such an uncomfortable ride. I was just not having it. But yeah, so that's really funny that you picked up reading, because I did re-download the Kindle app on my phone, and I'm like, I'm going to start reading these books that I have anyway.
Yeah, no, it was like such a nice.
I'm glad we're on the same wavelength.
Literally, like, it was such a nice like change of pace. I guess I would go for a run, and then I would, like, where my sister lives, they have like a pool in their like community kind of thing. So I'd go for a run and then like go sit by the pool and read and like sit in the sun. It was just, I don't know, it's just such a nice change of pace. So it was very, very relaxing, very good times. But yes, I didn't get to play any games, but I did watch a few movies, nothing new. But so it's funny, my that sister has 4 kids, and my oldest nephew of them is terrified of horror movies, but the rest of them are all fine with it. Like, obviously not including the one that's 5 years old, but the other 2 are fine with it. But he is like 17, and he's like terrified of horror movies. And so, like, we basically ended up just watching horror movie after horror movie after horror movie. And the first one, we watched The Conjuring 2, and he like sat there for a second, and like something happened. He's like, I'm out, and like immediately left and just went up to his room. But then the next night we watched The Ring, and he actually sat and watched the whole movie, because The Ring is not as much like of a jump scare movie. It's more of like a thriller, like suspense kind of movie, and he really enjoyed it apparently. And he was like, I didn't sleep all night. I stayed up until 7 a.m. just like looking up theories and things about the story. And then next night after that, we watched Hereditary, and then he like at one point he literally screamed out loud and like woke up like his brother upstairs, because he screamed so loud. It was ridiculous.
Oh my god.
But all excellent movies to on rewatch. And then before I went to Florida, but we didn't record a podcast, so I didn't mention it, but I did watch Nomadland, which was the Best Picture Oscar winner. And it was good. It was a great movie, but would I watch it again? No, because it was kind of depressing, but not really depressing. I don't know. It was like a documentary about people that are nomads that just like live in like RVs or vans or whatever and just like drive around and do whatever and live that nomadic life and don't have like a set place. So it was very interesting. It's definitely worth a watch. I enjoyed it, but yeah, it's not like something that you watch multiple times. It was definitely kind of more of a documentary, and to the point where I almost thought that, like, did Frances McDormand actually do this? Like, did she really live this life and a camera crew just followed her around? Or, like, because all the people that she interacts with, they don't seem like they're actors. They feel like they're real people. I don't know. It's very interesting. Definitely worth a watch. And important to mention that Chloe Zhao, the director that also won Best Director at the Oscars, she's directing Eternals, which the trailer for just dropped yesterday. Teaser trailer.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet. I saw that it dropped. I didn't watch it yet.
Yes, it looks pretty good. I would recommend looking at the trailer.
It's funny because Lauren and I were talking about this last night, where it's like the Eternals. I look at the same way I looked at like when Guardians of the Galaxy first got announced. Where I'm like, this will be Marvel's first bad movie, and I'm sure I'll be totally wrong. And I always seem to be wrong when it comes to that because obviously I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think Marvel has the formula down pat. I don't think that they can make a bad movie if they tried.
Don't say that.
What bad movie have they made in recent memory?
Don't even put that out in the world.
I don't know. I think if like the worst that Marvel can do is that
Captain America, the first Avenger, bad movie.
That was not a bad movie. I love that movie. What are you talking about?
That's why I used the example for that.
Anyways, no, I think they have like the formula down pat, and the worst they can do is like kind of not innovate or not do something new and just do more of the same. But like that'll still be mostly fine. Like it wouldn't be terrible. But it might, be at like a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes kind of thing. I don't know.
Right. I don't know what purpose the Eternals serve in the comics, but I know that when Kevin Feige announced them at the D23 that we were at, it was like our Eternals, like he drummed it up like it was this big ordeal. Which I'm like, huh? I don't know anything.
I don't know shit about shit. But yeah, the trailer looks like it'll be interesting. It's a teaser trailer, so it doesn't really explain much of what's going on. It just kind of shows general scenes and tidbits or whatever. But it seems interesting. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I reactivated my AMC A-list, and I went to a real movie theater in Florida. Masks were on the entire time. We were like basically the only people in the theater, so it was fine. But went to a real movie theater, and I gotta tell you, the smell of movie theater popcorn, like it really felt life-changing. It was so good. But the movie was
what about when you taste the popcorn though? Because popcorn never tastes nearly as good as it smells.
We didn't get the popcorn. Just the smell was all I needed. I didn't buy the popcorn. I just wanted to get something. I don't know. It's like the smell of chlorine reminds me of vacation. The smell of movie popcorn just reminds me like, yes, this is home. But yeah, we saw Spiral, and it was fine. I don't know.
I don't even know what this movie is. Is this a movie that's like a real motion picture?
Yes, Spiral is kind of a reboot of the Saw franchise because it's not like it takes place after, so it's like kind of a sequel, but not. So reboot, I guess, is the best way to put it. Starring Chris Rock, which is very strange. Yeah. Like it wasn't bad. I mostly enjoyed it up until the last scene, and then that completely kind of was like, okay, this is kind of stupid, but whatever. But I don't know. I guess it's kind of worth a watch, but I wouldn't recommend like going to a theater to see it. I would say like, this is a VOD movie.
Yeah, I do remember seeing this. You said it's a soft reboot of Saw.
Yeah. It's called Spiral, the Book of Saw, so it's like a copycat kind of, like it's not the original Jigsaw. I don't know if maybe that's a light spoiler, whatever. I think anyone was expecting. But yeah, it was fine.
Aren't the Saw movies bad too?
The first few are good, and then they kind of get like really ridiculous and like soap opera kind of storylines where it's like no one ever dies and people keep coming back and it's like, oh, it was his evil twin all along, and like dumb shit like that, and you're like, okay, whatever, just get to the traps. But the first three are genuinely, like the first one literally is genuinely really good. It's by the same director of The Conjuring. It was like kind of his, I want to say it was his first big movie, but yeah, the first one's genuinely pretty good. Second one too. Anyways.
I'm looking through what's even in the theaters, and like
it's funny. I was just doing that before we started this because I wanted to so we're I'm planning to go see A Quiet Place Part 2 this Thursday when it comes out in theaters, also in Dolby. Can't wait for the bass to rumble my booty cheeks. But Very excited for that. And then
Okay.
I was like, well, wait, let me see what other movies are out in theaters. Because now that I've reactivated A-list, it's time to go bananas and make sure I'm getting my money's worth. Even though I would technically get my money's worth if I saw literally just one movie a month, based on how much ticket prices are in New York.
Go bananas. There's literally one movie coming out. Relax.
Yeah, but there's a few that I haven't seen that are in theaters, like Wrath of Man. I want to see Nobody. And there's a few others that I can't remember the names of, but
I don't see any of these movies in the theater. I see Wrath of Man, Those Who Wish Me Dead,
oh,
Spiral,
that one too. Those Who
Saw.
Wish Me Dead is Angelina Jolie and someone else. And it seems
All these
interesting. So
dumbass horror movies. Get out of here.
there are a lot of dumb horror movies. There's like The Unholy or something, and something about the Earth or something in the Earth or of the Earth.
Always some dumb, stupid ass.
I'll watch them and I'll let you know. I mean, well, maybe
It's
I'll watch
like
them. I've basically,
death.
if the score is under 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm probably not going to watch it just because my movie watching list has gotten so ridiculously long because I didn't watch any movies over the pandemic besides like Underworld, Raya, and Mulan. So, and Soul. So I have a lot of catching up to do, and I simply cannot waste time watching movies that are not good.
There's a horse movie in the theaters.
It's time to go. Tell Lauren. Get her
Dream
on the phone.
Horse. Get her on the phone.
Hello? Was that Alexa?
That was. I don't know what she's doing.
She's screaming. She's like, horses? I'm in.
Alexa, stop. Jesus. She's like, watch this. Ready?
You calling Lauren to tell her there's a horse movie? Wait, I'm gonna look up how good this movie is.
Hello?
Or not.
Hello, Lauren. You're live on What the Funcast.
Yo.
Am I?
You are.
Hello, Lauren.
to the people.
I don't know if she can hear me.
We just wanted to let you know that there is, in fact, a horse movie in movie theaters right now.
And it's gotten really good reviews. Like
It's very highly rated. This is 91% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. It's called Dream Horse. It is rated PG. It runs for an hour and 53 minutes, and the film tells the inspiring true story of Dream Alliance, an unlikely racehorse bred by small-town Welsh bartender Jan Vokes, Academy Award nominee Tony Collette. I don't know who that is. With
She
very
was in
little money and no
Hereditary.
experience.
Come on.
I don't watch Hereditary, man. I'm
it
sorry.
together.
With very little money and no experience, Jan convinces her neighbors to chip in their meager earnings to help raise Dream in the hopes that he can compete with the racing elites. The group's investment pays off as Dream rises through the ranks with grit and determination and goes on to race in the Welsh Grand National, showing the heart of a true champion.
I think you should go see it.
What are we waiting for? I'll wait at theater.
Let's go.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know. So,
You know the movies.
whatever you want. Ahmed's sitting here saying reactivate A-list because, you know.
I think it's time. And also, Paul, you should have a free large popcorn and free large drink that's still unclaimed from the birthday month, because I have it, and we have the same birthday month.
Ahmed said that I should have a free large popcorn and a free large drink unclaimed from my birthday month, which means you probably have one too, Lauren. So we could be... I know, right? Movie theater popcorn and carbonated beverages with sugar? Unbelievable. More likely than you think. All right. Anyway, now that you've been... I don't want to say infused. You've been informed. You've been informed of the horse movie. So I'm going to let you go enjoy the rest of your time while I podcast here.
Well, thank you for having me as a guest host.
No, you're not off the hook.
No,
You need to go.
whatever.
You need to stream your island. All right, love you. Bye.
You need to
I keep
stream
telling her, I'm like, you need to stream your Animal Crossing. And she's like, it's not ready yet. And then by the time it finally is like about to be ready,
There's gonna be a
freaking
new
shit.
Animal Crossing
She didn't
game.
play, and there's cockroaches there now again. So
Oh my god.
I know, and weeds and all that other shit. So
What are you gonna do?
so yeah, it's wild.
That is something that I did since we last recorded. I completed the Animal Crossing museum, except for the art. I've gotten all the fish, all the bugs, and all the sea critters officially, finally. So I can...
So you're not really finished then.
I'm not getting the art. I'm done with the game. It's over now.
The artwork is probably the biggest waste of time I
It's
think ever.
The biggest waste of time. I don't even care about it. It's good. I got all the fish, and that's all I need. We're good.
Godzilla versus Kong is in some of these theaters.
That's also on HBO Max. But if you... I guess that's a movie to see on
no,
the screen
it's
if you
up.
want.
It's up. It's gone off HBO Max.
Really? I thought it was 30 days. Has it been 30 days since that came out?
I think it's been 30 days, yeah, because I went and it was like, I got an email. It was like, oh, like time's running out. Then by the time I looked and went to go watch it, you know what day it was? The day after it was gone.
Huh. Time really do be elapsing, huh?
Is this? Who is this?
Another one that's on HBO Max that I guess will be removed soon is Those Who Wish Me Dead. So if you're interested in that, it is available.
Oh, so a movie that you can watch from the comfort of your home, but you're choosing to go watch on some bullshit booty shaking.
I didn't choose to do anything. I didn't get a ticket for it.
Gyration.
Hip gyration. I'm definitely gonna get a ticket to see The Conjuring 3 next week though. And then Luca comes out.
I
soon.
wouldn't mind watching Conjuring 3. I don't think I've seen Conjuring 2. I watched Conjuring 1 with you.
You did.
Give credit where credit's due.
Yes. Conjuring 2. So they're all kind of separate, right? There's kind of a loose backstory that follows all three movies because it just follows the investigators and Lorraine Warren, but they're not. Like Conjuring 2, I wouldn't say is directly related to anything, and I'm assuming that this one, Conjuring 3, won't be directly related to anything.
Yeah.
So I feel like you could see it if you want to come to the city and watch it in Dolbert. I just really can't wait for the part where it's like, in the cinema, this was black. Introducing Dolby Vision, and it's like slightly like 2 shades darker, and you're like, yo, wow, I'm really in for it now. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat was also on HBO Max. But
you know what's popular on HBO Max?
It's removed by now. What is?
Osmosis Jones.
What? Wow.
I'm scrolling through the popular movies here. Osmosis Jones is on here.
Speaking of really popular movies and movies that are extremely well rated, The Mitchells versus the Machines is an animated movie that's it's a Netflix original. It's on Netflix.
Yes.
And it's by the same creators, the same studio that did Into the Spider-Verse. I definitely want to watch that. That's like the top of my list for next things to watch. Very excited for that.
Yeah, Godzilla versus Kong. Yep, shit's gone.
Rest in pieces. Yeah,
really
Mortal Kombat might be gone by now too, because I remember watching that before going to Florida.
Mortal Kombat.
Still
Kombat? Yep, that's me. Yep, Mortal Kombat is also gone, unless this is it. Hold on.
It's the one that
no, this one's from 1995.
Yeah,
it's gone.
You didn't miss much. That's okay.
Honestly, like Godzilla vs Kong was like the one movie I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this because it looks entertaining. But then I didn't end up watching the other Godzilla movies or Kong Skull Island or any of those. So I was like, I can't watch it until I finish those. And I'm like, oh, that's 5 movies or whatever, 4 movies. And then I'm like, ugh, I'll just never watch them.
That's me when trying to watch Clone Wars. I'm like, I don't want to watch the Clone Wars movie, but I gotta. It's like the 3rd episode in the chronological, like official order to watch or whatever. I'm like, that's a whole like hour and 45 minutes.
It's such a chore, man. Living and consuming media. Oh God, it's just horrible.
Anyway, speaking of consuming media, what have you watched besides Defunctland, which I'm very proud that you finally got into?
Oh, I'm so excited. So hold on. Side note here, Cruella comes out this Friday, and I'm curious to see how that rates. And there's nothing. Nothing on Rotten Tomatoes.
Unless, like, you buy it and graciously share your login, I'm not gonna pay for that. That's $30 is far too steep a price for a movie that I don't know. I don't think it's
unless it gets really good reviews, I'll probably pass. But I wonder if Dream Horse is on VOD at all. Anyways, I'll look into that later.
Dream Horse. Just the name of it screams like TLC original movie, but so I was like very shocked when I saw the Rotten Tomatoes score. I'm like, wait, what?
It screams Secretariat is what it screams.
Secretariat. Remember that?
I haven't heard that name in years.
The covers really look identical.
A Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. Warhorse. I watched that one. That was a good movie.
Not Stallion of the Cimarron. I remember that name. I've heard that name in years. Stallion of the Cimarron. Wow.
It's really a slow news week, huh? Anyways,
for the longest time, complete side note, I thought that Stallion of the Cimarron and Spirited Away were the same thing. They just like melded together in my head. I had no idea that Spirited Away was a completely different movie. So
man, every time you're a little stupid, right?
Every time someone said Spirited Away, I'm like, oh yeah, the horse movie, and like, but not outwardly, like in my head. So no one ever corrected me because it was just like, oh yeah, whatever. They came out roughly around the same time, and just there was a lot of spirit happening. So I'm like, yeah, of course, the horses.
Big spirit.
Anyways, I'm stupid.
Wait a second. Dream Horse, the 2020 sports comedy. What are you talking about?
I guess it is. Horse
no,
racing is a sport.
Yeah. No. But it says 2020 on my phone.
So,
but it said on Rotten Tomatoes that
Yeah.
it just came out like last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago.
it probably like in 2020 IMDb's release dates are stupid because it counts like the first time it was ever shown at a movie festival.
Right. Gotcha.
Where like versus the actual wide release, which is my issue with keeping my. I was talking to Paul about this before we started, but my issue with keeping my watch list of movies like to watch or whatever in Letterboxd is because that also goes by IMDb. So when I like try to sort by when movies are coming out, it's like this movie came out in 2018, but it's like some movie that just never like. I don't know. It went to Sundance Film Festival in 2018, but it's not actually out yet. So it's very confusing and stupid and whatever. It's just another third world problem. First world problem.
Yeah, I was going to say first world problem, not third world. Nice try, though.
Close enough.
All right, so what else besides Defunctland? So Defunctland, High School Musical, the musical, the series, season 2 is happening. He's here. Episode 1 is up, and it was so good. And episode 2 is up as of last Friday, and I still haven't watched it. Maybe watch tonight after this episode. But that apparently is just as good as the first episode. I'm super excited. So definitely go watch that if you're into High School Musical, the musical, the series. If you're not, go watch season 1 because it is a fantastic show.
I definitely gotta watch that. I totally forgot that came out.
For coming of age musical dorks like myself and you.
And
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I big fan. Defunctland, like I said, a lot of cool episodes. I've been slowly making my way through some of these. The non-Disney ones are a little harder to get through because with Disney, I feel like I go in, I have a base knowledge of what's going on, and then I just learn more facts. Whereas some of the other stuff, it's like I got to go in. It's like a Six Flags who, a Dorney Park where I don't know. Maybe I don't know if Dorney Park's on there, but
they have a Dorney Park episode. But what I was telling you about season 3 of Defunctland, it seems like they're not Disney related, but every single thing he touches on is like literally the entire like backstory of Walt's life. Like it'll be the history of a Ferris wheel, and it's like Walt came here when he was 4 years old, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. So that season 3 definitely ties back into Disney more than the other seasons. So
what's funny and what kind of gave me a little bit of a push was we went and got massages when we were in California, like one of the first couple of days, and I was talking to the masseuse, and they were like, "Oh, Disney, you got to go watch the Helix episode of Defunctland," and I'm like, "What?" And it's like Helix and it's actually like at the top of their YouTube page, but they're like, yeah, so it was a rock band that like I think George Lucas. I didn't watch it yet. That George Lucas had brought on or hired or something. I don't know. There was like a Wookiee in it. It was wild. There's some story behind it. I think they performed it in Tomorrowland. But anyway, yeah. So and I was like, oh, like let me click through Defunctland.
Oh, the Halix, or is that you pronounce it Helix?
He said it was Helix.
Oh, it looks like HAL. I just didn't watch these at all. I didn't know what these were, so I'm like, whatever. Next.
I would say, yeah, I would have said it's Halix as well. So, but yeah, so then I started watching some of these defunct TV ones as well. So anyway, we went down all sorts of rabbit holes with these things, but they're all super enjoyable. And the footage that they find from these things are so insane to me.
It's like you say they. It's literally just one dude.
Well, right.
And
yes,
like,
it's Joe Defoe.
Joe? Kevin Perjurer.
Kevin.
Who said Joe?
Kevin Perjurer. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's one on the what do you call it? Toys R Us in Times Square in New York.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, they're all so good.
There's a whole series about Jim Henson. There's all Defunct TV. You mentioned like there's Legends of the Hidden Temple, Zaboomafoo, Bear in the Blue Blue House, like all these random things. It is he does this research. I don't know how.
We went down. I don't know how either. That's probably why it takes them so damn long to put these things out. But
yes,
we fell down this I fell down this rabbit hole because I used to watch Pooh Corner growing up, and I didn't realize how haunted it was until I saw it now. And then they made another one with these big like live action like gigantic whatever if you want to call them like I don't know haunted ass costumes, but Dumbo's Circus was another one, and like they were like really popular back in the day because kids don't know any better. Haunted, not haunted. But But now you look back and it's like, damn, they're really haunted.
I mean, like,
But
when you look at the like old Mickey costumes that they had in the parks, like,
yeah, they're really
you're
haunted.
telling me kids walked in and didn't immediately like run out? It's terrifying.
Like, oh my god, Mickey.
It's like, that is nightmare, Mickey. But okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot more of these that I want to watch. Yeah, a lot more that I want to watch. But anyway, we watched the one on the Sorcerer's Hat from Hollywood Studios. Anyway, what else did I do? I played some video games. I literally played 1 ounce of Pokemon Sword on the plane. Played Hyper Light Drifter on the plane, which was interesting. It's an interesting game. Someone, I forget what they described it as, but it was a very accurate description, and it's totally slipping my mind now. I have to look it up. But either way, it's a fun game. I didn't play too much of it, but I'm starting to get into that, so that's fun. Played more Overwatch when I got back. Got the skin, which you didn't get, which is very unfortunate.
I am so mad.
What else? It's okay, Ahmed. Like I was saying, we watched a bunch of movies, Marvel movies, Disney movies. So we watched Endgame again, all this stuff, which really means it was playing in the background and I was mostly paying attention. But yeah, I'm still shocked at how good Endgame is because that's just how I am. So I go through my my swings with Endgame. But yeah, so I don't know. It was overall super relaxing. Didn't play too much else. Didn't really do anything. I don't know, it was like all this time off, it's like, ooh, what do I do? Relax and like buy stuff. Like bought a carpet for the living room. Like we just
It's really funny you mention that because it's really easy to buy stuff when you're like bored and you're like, yo, let me go shopping. Why not? So I bought
and then like you put
random shit.
Yeah, and you push it out to like the slowest shipping option, it still gets there before you get back, and I'm like, okay.
Yep. I mainly bought clothes. I was just like, I could use some new shirts. Because like when I packed, I was like, this is the same clothes that my family saw me with 2 years ago, which is understandable considering we haven't gone anywhere in like a year and a half. But at the same time, I'm like, I should maybe get some new clothes, change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
As was.
Yeah, I went and I had a couple work things that I had to go to, so it was like, oh man, like I looked at my jeans, I'm like, my jeans are like destroyed because they like needed to be replaced before COVID happened, or like not needed to be replaced, but we're like getting there, where like they were kind of getting worn out, and then I wore them through the course of COVID, like to go to the store or whatever, not really thinking of much, like not really like, ooh, let me look at how my jeans look to impress everybody, or like if they look nice or not, and it's just like whatever. I just cycled through these jeans and like they looked okay like not long ago, but I guess just from wearing them so often, it's like I need to get new jeans, so I bought a bunch of new jeans, so that was good. But
yes.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. So
True.
All right, it has been 30 minutes and we've gotten to none of our non-news, but one thing to note, and Ahmed posted this in the Discord, if you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord and talk to us and be our friend. But what Ahmed mentioned is that Redbubble is actually having a sale on all their products between 20 and 60% off, starting in just 3 days on the 28th of May for Memorial Day. So check that out. Obviously, if you want some What the Funcast merch, I'm probably going to buy a shirt or a muscle shirt or something like that. But anyway, go to our page and you can find
whatthefuncast.com merch.whatthefuncast.com. That's what it is. I set these up and I totally forgot what they were.
But yeah, so there you can go and get stuff with our little logo on it, so which is cool.
Yes.
So, and then people like in Costco, somebody was like, "What the Funcast? Well, there's a joke in there, right?" And I'm like, "Oh God." Anyways,
there is a joke in there. She was right. And you can join our Discord easily if you go to discord.whatthefuncast.com as well. So
yes.
Easy. All right. Let's jump into all 2 topics that we have for our hot news entertainment, one of which is kind of more gaming, but I was like, let me just put it in here just as a pity. So we'll start off with the kind of sadder news. This actually was just reported literally right before we started recording the episode. Samuel Wright of The Little Mermaid fame has passed away. Rest in peace to him. This one comes by way of IGN. The news was announced on Facebook page of Montgomery, New York. I guess the town of Montgomery, New York. The post called Wright an inspiration to us all and praised him for helping to establish the Hudson Valley Conservatory. Wright's television career began in 1976 when he played C.B. Travis in Ball 4, a series based on a popular baseball book. But it was in 1989 that he got his break in the as the voice of Ariel's nervous crab companion. Isn't he a lobster?
No, he's a crab.
Is he? Anyways, he was very lobster-shaped to me. Wright based Sebastian's voice on an accent he picked up in college, where he roomed with a pair of men from Trinidad. His best moment came in singing Under the Sea, which would win an Oscar for Best Original Song. In the years that followed, he appeared in Little Mermaid TV series, various video games, a pair of direct-to-video releases, and he was actually better known for his work in theater, where he appeared in productions like Jesus Christ Superstar, and also originated the role of Mufasa in the Broadway adaptation of Lion King. He was... How old was he?
74.
He was 74, yeah. So, I guess... young,
That's really
on the
sad.
younger
I
side,
saw the
yeah.
name. I saw the name at first, and I'm like, who is that?
Yeah.
And then now that you say Sebastian, I'm like, I've seen that name a dozen times.
Yeah, it's one of those names. It's such a common name. Samuel Wright, I feel like, is such not like a super unique name, so it's understandable. But yeah, I just saw that. I figured I would mention it. But
that is crazy.
Yes. And yeah, do you want to take the next one?
Sure. I know nothing about this.
I mean, I can take it if you want.
Yeah, why don't you take it? I can take the other
Sure.
stuff.
So this is something I guess that was announced way earlier, about 8 years ago to be precise, but I didn't even know anything about it, so this is complete news to me. So yeah, apparently there's a Portal movie in the works. So this one comes from Engadget. J.J. Abrams first floated the possibility of a Portal movie 8 years ago, but there hasn't been much noise about it since. Don't worry though, it's finally moving forward. Abrams told IGN that a script for the Portal flick is currently in progress at Warner Brothers, and that the team was thrilled with the angle for the production. The game's narrow storytelling focus left huge potential for the movie, according to Abrams. He didn't name the writers or anyone else attached to production, but he did recognize the pressure to bring back J.K. Simmons for a live-action take on Aperture Science founder Cave Johnson. I didn't even realize J.K. Simmons was involved with the original Portal game to begin with, but what do I know? I did enjoy those games, though. A lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I did not know anything about that, but okay.
Yeah, I had no idea. But I feel like because it's just in kind of pre-production, this is one of those things that's like never going to be released until like maybe 2030. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be like the Uncharted movie where it's in like hell for a solid 5 years, then comes out of the woodwork in 2030.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see, but it is still in the works.
You know what's coming a whole hell of a lot sooner though? The gaming news. Let's move right into it. So it is that season, people. We were deprived last year. We went through without any real gaming news. We had Summer Game Fest, which was nice, but it wasn't E3. The E3 you know and love is returning, and it's happening on June 12th. Starting on June 12th, I should say. Running through June 15th, which is actually over a weekend. So June 12th and 13th are Saturday and Sunday. So we should be able to cover most, if not all of it, and go through and give you our live reactions. And maybe if we can co-stream, we can co-stream and all that good stuff.
Yes.
But super exciting stuff. Nintendo's going to have an announcement, or a series of announcements, I should say. Actually, let me look up who the E3 partners are.
It's
I feel like
I know Microsoft and Nintendo, right? No Sony.
Yeah. I feel like no Sony, yes.
Microsoft, Nintendo, and Square, obviously, which you mentioned earlier about their leak. I don't think Ubisoft is in, right?
I feel like they are. I feel like everybody... Oh, wait, co-streaming. There's a whole thing right here about co-streaming. Become an official
Beautiful.
E3 co-streamer.
Oh, we got to sign up for it? I guess we should do that.
Yeah, fill out the form and apply to be an official co-streamer.
Yes, we should definitely apply so we can... All the official co-streaming thing does is like for like what it was for the Game Awards, was they just send us like the assets so we can like brand it and make it look fancy. So it's worth it.
Right.
We should definitely sign
Okay,
up.
here we go. Partnering exhibitors and sponsors. Nintendo, Xbox, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Verizon, T2. Oh, Take-Two.
Verizon.
Yeah, Verizon.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Verizon's been doing, I don't know if you've seen it, but they're doing a big push for gaming stuff and like low latency with 5G and stuff like that. So, which is actually pretty cool. Take-Two, Capcom, Warner Brothers, Sega, Bandai Namco, Gearbox Entertainment, Marvelous/Xseed Games, Mythical, Freedom Games, NetEase Games. Why does this look like a Netscape logo? Turtle Beach, Otterbox Gaming, Devious Eye Entertainment, and Binge. Media partners. Oh, these are just the ones, the folks that you know and love. IGN, PC Gamer, Games Radar, GameSpot, Polygon, IGN China, and Game Bonfire. Never heard of that before.
That's probably some like European or international outlet. Or
I
something
think
like that.
it's it definitely is. It definitely is.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean,
So
obviously there's not going to be a show floor because it's all virtual this year.
right.
So I wonder what like are there going to be press conferences from all those like little tiny developers? I guess or just announcements.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'd imagine Nintendo's going to do a direct. I'd
Yeah.
imagine Xbox is going to do like one of their events. I'd imagine Ubisoft's going to do one of their Ubisoft Forwards.
Yeah.
I'd imagine Square is going to do their thing.
Yes.
I don't
But like
know.
I'm saying, like traditionally in like E3 2019 and previous, it was just like just the big publishers had their press conferences and everyone else was just scattered on the show floor, like in smaller booths. Like, are we gonna get a press conference from what was the one NetEase that you mentioned? Like,
No, yeah, I
what
don't
is
think
that?
so. I think they're just going to get their stuff sponsored maybe. Like they'll maybe like advertise their stuff more. I don't know. I don't know. It'll be interesting because I don't
Who knows?
really know.
I wonder also, or maybe I'm jumping on here, but I would assume that they would kind of do demos that everyone can try. In the same way, I think Summer Games Fest kind of did that last year, but it was like demos for, I don't know, I didn't try any of them personally, so, and haven't heard of any of the games that were demoed since, so I assume that they weren't that great. But maybe with E3 and, you know, Microsoft and Nintendo, in lieu of there being a show floor where you can try out demos of upcoming games, hopefully they would have like some demos up on the respective digital stores or whatever. Like even the smaller publishers, like putting stuff up on Steam just for people to try for like a limited time or something like that.
Right. So speaking of Summer Games Fest, so that or Summer Game Fest, I should say, that is happening as well. So that's being presented by Prime Gaming, and it begins
Yes.
June 10th. So literally neck and neck. You've got Summer Game Fest starting June 10th, E3 starting June 12th.
Yes. Because
E3
Summer
has
Game Fest kind
Nintendo,
of
so they have my love.
yeah. Well, Summer Game Fest like encompasses E3, right? Like it kicks off the whole season. Like part of Summer Game Fest is E3, is it not?
No,
Not
no.
officially, but like I'm sure. Hold on.
No. So
Really?
Summer Game Fest was meant to not combat E3,
It was
but
kind of
almost
a
replace
replacement.
E3.
Yeah, but is it
Yeah.
not? Well, Ubisoft's conference is part of Summer Games Fest official festival, which is
Right.
Ubisoft,
So
which is
it,
part of E3. That's why I'm saying like it seems like they're almost kind of interconnected, but that's the only thing that's on Summer Game Fest
well,
calendar is just Ubisoft.
right, and like they're like no, well, yes, 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 and no. Ubisoft's on here, Warner Brothers Games is on here, Square Enix, like a lot of the big ones that we read from E3 are also on here.
Where are
So
you reading
they may
this?
at the very bottom, Summer Game Fest partners, Blizzard
Oh,
Entertainment,
I'm not looking
Capcom,
at the partners. I'm
Devolver.
looking at the schedule, at the event
Right,
schedule.
and I saw that the Ubisoft Forward is on there. Yeah.
Yeah, but like none of the other press conferences are on there. So I guess like it's
But they also
interesting.
haven't been announced yet. So I'd imagine we'll see like a blurb like join us for a new Nintendo Direct or whatever. Maybe like the E3 page is like hosting it as part of their event or whatever.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're doing like a talk show and they're like, "All right, guys, here we go, the Nintendo Direct live,"
Yeah.
and they go into that.
And that's what I presume. That's what I mean by like I feel like Summer Game Fest is all encompassing in that it'll host the E3 stuff in the same way that like IGN hosts E3. And it's kind of
I
like
see.
that as opposed to
I
it
see,
being
I
like
see.
a yeah. Like I
I
can't
would
imagine
agree.
that they're just gonna pretend E3 isn't happening.
I would
Jeff Keighley definitely feels like a nice man. I don't know.
I would agree with that as well.
Yeah.
So and then also another big event, Luna Run Games does an E3 showcase every year. So they're just happening on June 14th at 4 p.m.
Oh, cool.
Not that anybody really cares except for probably me and Logan. But
Oh, and what I was talking about the demos or whatever. Steam Next Fest starts on June 16th, and you get 6 days to try out hundreds of demos of upcoming games. So that is happening. It won't be. I guess that's post E3, but
yeah,
still something. Why not?
yeah, it's interesting. It's like the year of fests.
Yes,
So,
I love a good fest. A good
yeah,
festa.
it's a good Festivus.
yes, Merry Festivus.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. So, all right. Well, what else do we have here? So, I mean, going into other Festivuses, Sonic's 30th anniversary event is happening. Not that you asked for it, but here it is. So, Sonic the Hedgehog on Twitter announced. Did someone say news? Tune in at 9 a.m. Pacific time on 5/27, which is 2 days from now, for a first look at some of the projects, partnerships, and events for our Sonic 30th celebration. And they just put a little thing here. Tune in for a first look at some of our upcoming projects, partnerships, and events to celebrate Sonic's 30th anniversary. So, interesting stuff here. I like the little logo that they have for Sonic 30th. It's like the zero is his feet running in circles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, has there been a good Sonic game recently? I feel like
No.
the best Sonic thing that's happened in recent memory is the movie, which was like shockingly
Sonic
good.
Sonic Mania was good. So that was a revitalization of the old Sonic formula. That was good. Then Sonic Forces came out for Switch, and that was really bad.
Didn't we play Sonic Mania at E3 the year that we
Yes.
went? Okay, I'm not
Yep.
thinking of something else. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never got into Sonic games as a kid just because they're too fast and I don't know how to play. I'm stupid, I guess. I think I tried to play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on stream and I like couldn't figure out how to kill Eggman, the first boss, so I gave up. I was like, this is stupid. I was getting so mad.
Golden Sun is trending on Twitter. Why is it trending on Twitter?
Golden Sun, like the Nintendo DS game.
Yes, a Nintendo GBA game, but yes.
Was it? Oh, even earlier. I remember being a Nintendo mobile. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Golden
people were losing
Sun.
their minds. It started from one of those people that's like, Nintendo's letting you pick two of these past franchises to get a new game or remake announced at E3. What two do you choose? And it's
It's just one of those challenges. I thought it was like a real
yeah,
thing.
no, but Golden Sun is now trending, so that's fun.
Interesting. Yeah, I like on
Um,
Twitter you can like follow topics now, so I followed gaming just so I can like be more in the know. So I'm always getting those like weird trending topics where it's like, you know, I don't know, some weird thing is trending and I'm like, why is this trending? It's because a bunch of like it's a Minecraft YouTuber said something and it's like, oh my god, I don't know. Like I don't care about Minecraft Twitter. Anyways, moving on. Overwatch 2 has had a bit of press finally. It's still not coming out this year. Who knows if it'll even come out next year at this point. There's still no announcement. But developers had a little like Q&A session on both. They had like a live video kind of demo of showing their progress in the game, and they did a Reddit AMA. So there's quite a bit of kind of news. We won't go over all of it because there's a lot. But the biggest thing is that Overwatch 2 is apparently switching to a 5v5 instead of the traditional 6v6, which is like gigantic news actually. This one comes from Polygon. Big changes are coming for Overwatch 2, starting with a substantial alteration to the hero shooter's player PvP mode. For Overwatch 2, Blizzard will switch PvP from 2 teams of 6 to 2 teams of 5. Overwatch game director Aaron Keller announced that the change during the live stream on Thursday. Keller said that the new team composition for Overwatch 2 will consist of 2 damage heroes, 2 support heroes, and 1 tank. Keller explained that tanks can be very problematic and noisy, and that Blizzard has always tried to make our combat as easy to read and very understandable. And it's sometimes hard to track what 11 other players are doing on the battlefield. Removing 2 of those simplifies everything and allows players to understand everything that's happening around them and make better choices because of it. Keller noted that the Overwatch PvP has drastically changed over the years, going from no limits hero selection to limiting players to just one instance of hero to instituting the role queue system. So Blizzard has tested multiple team compositions and sizes from 4v4 to even 7v7, and they hope that 5v5 will make Overwatch 2 easier to understand for both players and viewers. So this is huge, especially because with the current role queue, you need 2 tanks on a team, and generally people will pick one main tank, being one that has a shield like Reinhardt or Sigma or Orisa. But with this change, you only get 1 tank, so it's like everyone's like, oh, the death of off tanks or whatever. But a lot of changes are being made to those tanks, like Zarya and Diva. Like Zarya, for example, might get 2 bubble charges instead of just 1, or Diva might get a more powerful defense matrix to kind of act as a shield, like in the same way that Reinhardt's shield works. All the tanks are kind of getting big changes like that, but I mean, we're still way off from this game ever seeing the light of day, so 6v6 is safe for now. But this is a very interesting change and kind of I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm almost like worried for this game, but
I think it'll be okay. I'm like low key worried as well, but I think it'll be fine.
and also like Overwatch, the lead character designer that designed all of the original Overwatch characters just left Blizzard a few days ago, so I'm like,
Oh, really? I missed that too.
why is
Wonderful.
everyone leaving? So I don't know.
Wasn't there? Didn't you send us an article about like the mass exodus of Blizzard employees?
there was this huge like deep dive article from IGN that went into like, it was super well researched. It was like kind of like a think piece, talking about like the exodus at Blizzard and what's happening there, and you know how it like feels like it's an exodus, but they really don't have that much bigger of a turnover rate than most other companies, and it was a really interesting read. So we don't know what the future holds, but basically like Overwatch was what saved Blizzard as a company. Like they didn't have anything really going for them until Overwatch came out, and it was like, whoa, okay, and it kind of reinvigorated interest. But now it's been 5 years, and they kind of have abandoned Overwatch, except for like the rare event that we get, where it's like the same stuff every year. So they haven't really done a good job of maintaining it in the same way that Fortnite is maintained, or Apex Legends even is maintained, or any of these other ongoing service games. So I don't know. We'll see what the future holds, but
Right.
I also haven't played Overwatch in like weeks, so I feel like I'm so out of the loop on everything. I'm like, Overwatch? What? Who plays what? How do you play?
Never played Overwatch in my life.
I've never watched over. But yeah, and then this was a kind of quick one, but I thought it was super interesting. I'll talk about this and then we can jump into the PlayStation news, and that'll wrap us up because we don't have any significant news from Xbox or Nintendo. But this will kind of segue into PlayStation. PC games can apparently support the DualSense controller, which is insane to me specifically. I don't know why. I think that's super cool, but it also makes it difficult because it's like, wait, why buy games on PS5 when I can buy them on PC and have the same support? But we'll see if that actually pans out or if other developers do this. So this one comes from PC Gamer. You can now use your PS5 DualSense controller on PC much more fully than you used to, thanks to developers on Metro Exodus over at 4A Games. The PS5 controller has worked on Steam for more than a few months now, but making the haptics work hasn't been at the top of many developers' lists. The number of PC gamers with a haptic controller hooked up is probably still quite low. After a recent hotfix, the haptics are on for Metro players, with full feedback and adaptive triggers of the DualSense on display. It's not clear if Metro Exodus is the first PC game to get the PS5 controller's haptics up and running, but it's certainly the first high-profile game to do so. So obviously, it's completely up to developers if they ever decide to implement this. But it is super cool to see that it is possible. I didn't even think it was possible. So that's really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it is super cool. I did not think it was possible either.
Yes. But hey, that means when I get my graphics card one day, maybe I'll play more things on
in
PC.
2077.
Truly, it's but literally by the time I get one, it's gonna be like the GTX 4000 series is now announced. I'm like, okay, thanks.
You won't be able to get that for another 8 years.
It's the worst. It's all because of crypto. It's not really.
That's life.
Say la vie. Anyways.
All right, moving into some PlayStation news and Ahmed's woes aside. PlayStation, speaking of events and Festivises, State of Play has been announced for Thursday, May 27th, featuring 14 minutes of gameplay from Horizon Forbidden West. So the show will take about 20 minutes, I believe. 14 of those minutes. Wait a second. Oh, that's a prediction. I thought that was a confirmation. Someone said predictions. A release date announcement of an Ultimate Edition that will include the first game remastered for PS5, similar to what Miles Morales did. So time will tell. But anyways, Horizon Forbidden West is getting its another look at the gameplay, or a first look, I guess. I don't think we've ever seen it. But yeah, the PlayStation Twitter account announced it and said, State of Play returns Thursday, May 27th with an extensive look at Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, no, we've never seen it. Besides like that initial announcement trailer, there's been no nothing.
Yeah, it says in this 20-minute exclusive segment, you'll be seeing about 14 minutes of brand new in-game action featuring our heroic protagonist Aloy, all captured directly on PS5. So super exciting stuff. The exclusives are finally starting to hit. We're starting to see more and more about the exclusives. Ratchet and Clank, as Ahmed and I were talking about, I think before we started recording, comes out June 11th.
Yes.
That's just around the corner in about 2.5 short weeks.
I'm so excited for that game.
Yeah, so that'll be good. Super exciting stuff.
Actually, I think I got to pre-order digitally. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter, but I'll preload it. We'll see. Hopefully it's good. I'm assuming it'll be good.
I'm sure it will be good. So, and then one more PlayStation announcement for the week. Well, two more. Ahmed will take the third one because he feels very passionately about it. So the PS Plus June lineup has allegedly been leaked, showcasing 3 new games coming to the PlayStation Plus platform for free. So this comes from Area Jugons.
Oh, so sorry, you read the notes wrong. 2 new games, as in like they're brand new, like they're literally coming out and they're gonna premiere on PlayStation Plus. And then Star Wars Squadrons is the third one.
Oh,
that is out in October. Or was out in October. That's what I meant. Sorry.
I see. Interesting.
So, spoiler: Star Wars Squadrons is one of them. The other two are more
Yes,
exciting.
yes. Yeah, so okay, well now that I know that, I was like, I didn't know what Ahmed was saying. Okay, so this comes from areajugons.sports.es.
Area
So
what?
this is Area Jugons.
I don't think it's French.
Area
ES is
area
Spanish. Jugones? I'm pretty sure it's
what was that? What was that name that you pronounced all the time?
Jugones.
You're like Benjamin Blanco.
Stop. His name was, what is it? Bennett Blank. Whatever.
Bennett Blank. There you go. Bennett Blank.
Whatever.
What they're apparently they successfully or accurately predicted, I think, or leaked out the last month, or so, they have some track record of being accurate. So what they're saying for the month of June, we're gonna have Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown for PS4, which was just announced 13 hours ago. Star Wars Squadrons for PS4 and Operation Tango, which is the possible PS5 exclusive here. Oh, that's interesting. When they put this out, it said Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. Notice this game has not yet been officially announced and does not have an official trailer or description when it literally got announced today. So,
Yeah.
interesting. Maybe it is accurate.
They're really accurate. Like, it's just been announced today. It's coming out next week, and it'll, I guess, premiere on PlayStation Plus if this is accurate, which I assume it is.
Yeah, so this has been reported by website Area Jugons. Ugons?
Jugones?
Ugonis. I don't think that's right either. Which got the games for May right. So
Yes.
Benno it blank. So yeah, super cool stuff with Star Wars Squadrons because it was $16. I don't know how many times I'm like I should buy it now and give it another shot. Because I gave it a shot on launch weekend and brought it back to GameStop as part of their guaranteed to love it. So Area and the Huguenots. So I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Yeah. So super excited about Star Wars Squadrons. Virtua Fighter 5 apparently is to push. They're doing that to push the esports portion of Virtua Fighter 5, which go off. I don't know. I'm never gonna play that game, but even if it's free.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it was originally released in 2006 and apparently has a huge following. I've never played a Virtual Fighter game, but apparently it's well loved, and I think it's big that it's getting this remake, and being launched on PlayStation Plus at the same time. Which is
if
exciting.
this is all true, yes.
Yes.
All right, so bring it home, Ahmed. Tell us what we've won.
Oh wait, we didn't talk about Operation Tango. Operation Tango is a PS4, PS5.
Oh, sorry.
PS4, PS5 crossover kind of game where it'll premiere on both consoles. According to this leak, the version on PlayStation Plus will be the PS5 version, but it's like an espionage themed corporate adventure challenging you and your friends to complete dangerous missions across the globe in a high-tech future world. So it could be interesting. Maybe we'll stream that one if it's a fun co-op game.
I'll tell you what, this game looks bizarre.
Bizarre is a word. I don't know what to make of it either. I mean, it'll be
Remember
free,
when we were all excited about Worms Rumble and then we played it and it was so bad?
I wasn't excited for it. I was just
I was.
like interested in it. But I don't know. It could be a surprisingly fun game like Rocket Arena was. Remember that game? Played that one time. We're like, yo, this is great, and then we never played it again.
Like what?
Rocket Arena?
Oh, no one said that was great. You said that was great.
We enjoyed it. Did we not have a good time? We played for like 4 hours. Don't give me that look. I'll pull up the video. Wait, no, I can't because Twitch has deleted it by now. It's been so long.
Bina, roll the tape.
The tape is destroyed. All right, our final news item to take us home. PlayStation announced on May 13th. So this is a little bit old, so you might have seen these already, but there are new DualSense colors. 2 new, in fact. This one comes directly from PlayStation blog. Today, we're thrilled to introduce 2 new colors that will be joining the DualSense controller lineup starting next month, Midnight Black and Cosmic Red. Midnight Black features 2 subtly different shades of black with light gray detailing to reflect how we view space through the night sky. Okay, that's dramatic. And Cosmic Red offers a striking black and red design inspired by the unique vivid shades of red found throughout the cosmos. Alright, anyways. They looked pretty. I pre-ordered the black one, and now I'll have a nice matching set of black and white controllers. I'm excited.
I'm very happy for you. I'm very excited.
Thank you. Why'd you call the black one ugly?
I just they didn't strike me as like, oh, they look so nice. Like usually when there's a new controller color, like when there was the blue Xbox controller announced, the electric blue one or whatever it was,
yeah,
I was like, yo, I need this. With these, I was like, ugh, I have 2 DualShocks. I barely use the second one. I don't need
Dual
anything
senses
else.
or dual shocks?
Sorry, dual senses.
Oh, well, I only have one, so that's why I'm like, this is exciting. And then they'll fit nicely on the little charging dock. Now, next, release a black PS5 cover so I can replace the ones that are white. And then I'll be happy.
This is super, I mean, totally not off topic, but kind of off topic. But I'm scrolling through Twitter and someone posted this, Windows Central actually posted this Circle of Life tweet. And it's like all the Microsoft Studios and all the games that are either in development or they've released recently. And it's super cool. I'll send it to you. I'll put it in the chat. No off topic.
In the
questions.
Twitch chat?
In the Twitch chat, yeah. So then Sony did one for Sony developers, which I thought was pretty neat too. Yeah, these are pretty cool to look at because then it tells you like the year that they were established. It's pretty cool stuff. It's insane when you look at Naughty Dog and you think of The Last of Us, Uncharted, and Jak and Daxter. Like those are three quite literally legendary games.
Never played Jak and Daxter. Why haven't they rebooted those?
I played it. Yeah, I know. I played it when I was younger, and I was obsessed with it for a while.
It was a PS2 era, so I never had a PS2. Heard good things. Maybe it's on PlayStation Now. One day I'm going to redeem my PlayStation Now, like 7-day free trial, so I can finally play Infamous 1 and 2.
Oh,
and then
man,
finally play Infamous
such a good game.
Son, which I still
Infamous is so good.
played.
Oh man.
When you look at this, though, yeah, it's interesting to see like all of the properties that Microsoft owns, because like, I don't know, historically in years past E3s, you're like, wow, Microsoft does nothing, they're garbage. Like, there's just a third-party system. They don't have any first-party things, and now they're finally coming around, kind of. I mean, a lot of these are older, but yeah.
Well, it's funny because you look at like Minecraft, Gears of War, Halo, Forza, Fable, Age of Empires,
and the
Perfect Dark, Psychonauts. I mean, they acquired a lot of these studios after they made those games. So,
the
Wolfenstein, Doom.
The ZeniMax acquisition is like a 25% of the circle almost.
Well, right. If you look at it from top to or from bottom to top, Deathloop, Prey, Dishonored, Starfield, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Rage, Quake, Doom, Wolfenstein, Ghostwire, and Evil Within. That's just ZeniMax.
Yeah.
There's not really one single bad, we'll say, like really bad, like 3 out of 10 bad game there. Yeah. Or even 5 out of 10. But yeah, so it's interesting. It's very interesting. They're both very strong outfits, and somehow Nintendo still comes out on top.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens this year. I am holding out hope for Game Pass on Switch. But then again, speaking of which, so I meant to mention at the beginning of the episode with like how I didn't play games. So I brought my controller adapter thing to connect my phone to the Xbox controller, and like play with, because my nephew wouldn't say that. I was like, oh, Mario's not here, and he would let me play that fine. And I tried it, and I was trying to play some Game Pass games, specifically Doom. I was like, let me replay this. This is an easy thing where I don't have to like focus on the story. I could just play it in the background while all the noise and stuff is happening around me, and the lag was so like, it made it unplayable. I just couldn't do it. And my sister didn't have slow internet. Like, that wasn't the issue. It was just, I don't know. The latency was so great that I was like, this isn't fun. I don't want to do this anymore. So I just gave up on it. But yeah, I don't know. I was legitimately like, oh, this is so cool. I could stream games from the internet with Game Pass Ultimate. I'm like, wait, this kind of sucks actually. So
right.
Even streaming from
you're talking about on your phone. I tried it on my phone too, and it's pretty slow.
Yeah, like I tried streaming it on I brought my MacBook and I tried streaming on there as well as through the browser, and even that was still, the latency is too great for a game like Doom, which is super fast paced.
Right.
So I don't know.
It is wild. Maybe
Verizon's 5Gs can fix it. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
I guess we'll hear about it soon enough. What, we got
When
breaking news?
did this happen? Yeah, so Carla mentioned... Yeah, Carla, I just read that too. So I'm waiting for Fall Guys on Switch, and then I just Googled it, and Engadget says Fall Guys is delayed indefinitely on Switch and Xbox.
Wait, was it in development? I didn't even realize. Wait.
Yeah, Nintendo announced it in Nintendo Direct.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I remember that. Also, hold on. There's a Tron DLC in Fall Guys? Wait a minute. This was just
I
announced
didn't know that.
yesterday. Anyways, I guess we gotta play Fall Guys soon. I need that Tron suit so bad to make up for missing the skin in Overwatch. The first skin I've missed. I'm so sad.
Dumb.
Holy shit, that skin looks so good. Okay, anyway, yeah, I completely forgot that Fall Guys was even coming to Switch, but that's unfortunate that it's delayed indefinitely.
Yeah, I wonder why. It's kind of silly. Yeah, these Tron skins are pretty cute.
Yes, we should definitely play sometime this week. In addition to
Yes,
Overwatch.
I think these are probably paid though.
Yeah, it says available to purchase. I don't know how much it is. I'm willing to pay.
In the store for 22,000 kudos.
So you
wait.
don't have to pay. You just have to play. But I don't know
While
if I have that many
DLC pack
kudos.
containing the other 3 characters in all their retro neon glory will be made available for purchase. Sark is the one that's 22,000 kudos. Tron, Rinsler, and Korra are the other 3 that are paid.
How much?
That's okay. You're rich. You can afford it.
Am I? I do have a. Well, no, I actually spent the last of my PlayStation credits that I had on Returnal. 70 whole Dolores Umbridges.
Tron DLC is now available to purchase. Oh my god, they do look really good.
Right? It's funny. So we're like stretching the episode longer than it needs to be, but it's funny because every Fall Guys tweet, usually, like I follow them on Twitter, and whenever they tweet, the first reply is always someone going dead game, and it's just really annoying. Like, I don't know why people like just unfollow the account if you're talking about dead game. But then under the Tron DLC tweet, the first top tweet reply is a live game. So
Interesting.
The Tron DLC.
So
is
how
well
much?
received.
How much would you pay for 3 Tron skins?
At most, $10.
Okay, it's $5.
Oh, okay, well, good. That's fine. Like at
you
absolute
go.
most, $10. But I would like really think about it real hard. But yeah, $5 is good. I'll buy it.
$10 is extreme. You
I
would
bought a
do well in
$10 skin
Fortnite.
before. I bought the Mercy skin. Google, I'm not talking to you. Google's like $10. What? But yeah, I bought that Mercy skin. Arguably, it was for charity. But it was $10. It was fine. It was all good.
Yeah.
All right, I think that about wraps up episode 115 of What the Funcast. Think we have any other last minute exciting news?
No, our short episode is an hour and 6 minutes, so it's
'Cause
just
we
more than
spent
usual.
30 minutes talking about nothing. It's fine. That's the
That's
best part.
okay.
All right.
It's all good stuff.
Well, this has been episode what the Funcast. This has been
He
episode
said,
115.
this is the episode of What the Funcast.
This has been episode 115 of What the Funcast. This is Paul and Ahmed signing off.
Peace.